Yo, what's going on, fam? It's T Will back with another episode. This your boy T Will. You here with Real Sports Talk with T Will, and we're gonna talk about the upcoming NFL matchups this week. Got a lot of exciting football games. Of course, you got the Cowboys, my Cowboys, and yeah, I know I'm a Michigan fan and all that, but look here, growing up in Michigan as a kid, I was born in '86, so the only thing that they had was Barry Sanders, and nobody in my family want no Lions fan. If people that's saying that they Lions fans, they saying they've been Lions fans for their whole life. I don't know how true that is because most people I grew up around usually a Cowboy fan, a Raiders fan, or a Steelers fan. And we had some teachers that was Green Bay Packers fans, but wasn't nobody no Lions fan. Number one because they suck, and the only time I went up to Pontiac was go to Monster Jam and watch Gravedigger. I ain't never seen a Lions game for real, for real, for real. I ain't never had no reason to go watch no Lions game, so I'm shocked that they actually doing good. I'm rooting for them. I hope they do good in the future. But yeah, I ain't never been a Lions fan. Some of my aunties are Steelers fans. Some of my uncles is Raiders fans because they like that Al Davis old school. They all had the all black Raiders jacket, starter jacket with the LA Raiders hat. That was just the thing back then, especially growing up in the '90s. Wasn't nobody no Lions fan. Matter of fact, the first game my dad ever took me to is, kid being from Michigan. We went to the Tigers game, so that lets you know how important the Lions was to people in Michigan. So don't fault me for being a Cowboys fan. That's just what I grew into. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Dion. The list goes on and on. Even though the Cowboys ain't been nothing in forever, I'm gonna stick true to my team. I'm not about to switch sides and try to join. Because the Lions are finally successful. Like, yeah, it took you like 38 years to get good. Because that's how old I am. I'm 39 now, but yeah, we got those exciting matchups coming up this week. So we're going to go ahead and dive off into that. Let me see. Let me see. All right. So, as you can see here, tomorrow night, the Cowboys and the Eagles. Now, I can pick them with my heart and say, I believe the Cowboys going to win because I'm a Cowboys fan. But I can be realistic and say, Philly going to run the ball. They're going to control the clock. And they probably gonna win that game. They're gonna be hyped, celebrating their championship. And that team just got like way too many weapons. You got Devonta Smith, you got AJ Brown, you got Goddard at tight end, you got Barkley at running back. Hurts can run the ball, he can throw the ball. And then they got that beast Jalen Carter over there on defense. Um, and then they got you know, the two corners. I mean, they got linebackers. I mean, the Eagles is the Eagles. I mean, it hurts me to say that, but them boys is them boys. So it ain't gonna be the Cowboys that's gonna win this game. It's gonna be the Eagles. To people that are not fans like me, I'm hoping my Cowboys win. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys, but if you want to make a smart, logical pick without using your heart, you can go ahead and you can pick the Eagles because that'll probably be the smart bet for you. But I'm still gonna bet on my Cowboys because that's just what I'm gonna do. Um, I know we don't got Micah Parsons anymore and everything like that, but I'm excited to see how does that change the dynamic of the team. How does it change the attitude of the team? Are they going out there willing to show that they got something to prove because everybody is doubting them? And that got me thinking that since everybody is doubting them, they're gonna go out there and give it their all. And this game ain't gonna be a cakewalk like everybody think it's gonna be. So watch out for that. Then Friday night, the NFL game in Sao Paulo. Oh my God. Look, man, if I'm a fan, okay, if you're going to have a game in Sao Paulo, not in our country, like you should have that game in the preseason. I don't know why fans would want to travel all the way to a country that's not theirs. You lose a home game. That's another game that's you not being able to play in front of your fans in your home stadium. You know what I'm saying? Away from your family in another country. And then for NFL fans, like, come on, bro. Everybody ain't going to no damn Brazil. So this game is kind of going to be hard for me to pick because neutral site NFL games is just I don't know, man. This game could probably go down to the wire because I know Jim Harbaugh is a Michigan fan. He gonna run the football. He gonna run it down their throat as much as he can. He not gonna, pass the ball a lot. He probably gonna try to control the clock, keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, and see, can they take the time of possession battle and hold the Chiefs off on the defensive side, hold the ball on the offensive side, and get out of there with a W. But you can say that. But the Chiefs, they got Xavier Worthy's on his second year. I know the other wide receivers suspended. They got Hollywood Brown, so they got some deep threats. Even though Kelsey's a little bit older, he's still a threat out there in the middle of the field. And the Chiefs' defense is they legit. They still got that defense. So um, unless Herbert is ready to step it up and show that he's the man at quarterback that everybody says he's going to be, or he's who he is, I'm gonna take the Chiefs in this game, even though I know that Harbaugh is a great coach and he's gonna try to run the ball and everything like that. But to me, Justin Herbert has not shown that he's had the ability to be able to um, come up in the games where he got to go against the top teams. You see what he did against Houston last year in the playoffs. When these guys get under pressure, certain quarterbacks tend to force things, tend to struggle, tend to make bad decisions, and that ends up losing football games. Um, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs in that game, and then you got my hometown Lions versus the Packers. And man, after I seen what Jared Goff did against the Washington Commanders, last impression that I saw kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Just seeing him, get outperformed by a rookie, even though Jaden Daniels is a great football player. Like, bro, Goff, you done been in the Super Bowl with McVay. You know what I'm saying? You done had all the experience. You got all this talent around you, and you throwing picks and throwing over the damn ball. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be like, but it is in Lambeau, and the Packers tend to show up when time is to show up. And Jordan Love is. I don't want to say he's a top quarterback, but his stock is growing. This is gonna be a big game for him going up against a team like the Lions. I don't know if the Lions fix their defense. If the Lions haven't fixed their defense, it's gonna be a hard game for the Lions to win, in my opinion. And adding Matthew Golden, you got Jacobs at running back, you got Michael on defense. Even though they getting Hutchinson back, um, I don't know if the Lions cornerbacks is going to be able to handle the Packers wide receiver threats and the Packers running the football. So I'm gonna take the Packers, man, because the Lions safeties, while though the safeties are good, them two corners on the outside, they questionable. They always getting penalty PI down the field, especially that dude from Alabama, Arnold. He always holding. He always getting. I can guarantee you this dude gonna have like 2 or 3 passing interference calls in this game because he always getting burnt. Um, so I'm gonna take the Packers in that game. Moving on down the line, Buccaneers, Falcons. Um, Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix Jr. This might be a shootout right here. If Michael Penix is what we think he is, throwing the football, coming back, with another year on his belt, with the experience, with Bijan Robinson. That could be a very interesting game. But the Buccaneers, though, they got the other wide receiver from Ohio State, plus Mike Evans, plus McMillan, plus Bucky Irvin. So if I had to put money on this game, even though it's in Atlanta, I'm gonna go with the Bucks because the Falcons always tend to just start off slow. That's just what they do. Next up, we got the Bengals versus the Cleveland Brownies. That's what I'm gonna call them because that's what they is. All right, this game should be easy to access, right? Because you got the Bengals who got like 300 million on offense, and then you got the Browns that got like 10 million on offense. So, I mean, just off the money alone, you should think, hey, the Bengals is gonna go out there and handle their business, but this could be a trap game. It could be. If the Bengals defense come out and perform like they did last season, it could be. So I'm gonna take the Bengals winning this. The Browns might give a little bit of a fight, but I'm gonna take the Bengals because there ain't no other reason to take the Browns at all. All right, next up, we got the Dolphins and Colts. This game right here is inside of a stadium in turf. I'm taking the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins. Perfect weather for Tua. No wind, no rain. Yeah. Tyreek Hill, big game. Jalen Waddle, big game. And Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. So I'm looking to see the Dolphins go ahead and take that one up. Next up, we got the Raiders and the Patriots. Now, this is interesting because you got two teams with two new head coaches. So these games can go either way. The spread is -2.5 New England. Yeah, I know Pete Carroll. He gonna want to run a football. Vrabel gonna want to run a football. Um, I'm tossing it up in the air, but since Gino is a little bit more experienced, and he done got his career back on the right path, I'm gonna take the Raiders in this game, even though the Raiders is going to Foxborough. Next game we got is the Cardinals and the Saints, and Kyler Murray gonna win this game. The Saints quarterback suck. I mean, flat out, period. Like, this ain't even no damn discussion. The Saints suck at quarterback. They drafted Tyler Shook, and they got Spencer Rattler. They suck. Okay, the Cardinals will win this game. They're probably gonna whoop their ass. That's not even a real game. Next up, Steelers and Jets. The Steelers. This is an easy fucking answer. The Jets, yeah, they got Sauce and they got Williams on the defensive line, but they got Justin Field at quarterback that everybody is praising and all this and that and the third. The Steelers gonna whoop their ass. And Aaron Rodgers probably gonna go in there feeling like he got a dirty taste in his mouth because of how everything went down in New York. So if anything, I know Rodgers is preparing really well for this game because he gonna want to embarrass them because how everything went down in New York and how he wanted to stay there and they told him to get out. So I'm taking the Steelers in that game. Next up, the Giants and the Commanders. Now, this one is a little bit tough for me because I don't know how Russell gonna come out and play. If he come out and play lights out and the Commanders come out and play lights out, it could go down to the last 5-7 minutes of this football game. Because I know New York, they got a defense that's for real. And then the Giants got Neighbors on offense. The Commanders got McLaurin on offense. So it's kind of wash at wide receiver, but it ain't a wash at quarterback because Daniels, he can scramble. He can get outside the pocket. Russ can't run around no more. So I would go ahead and I would take the Commanders in this game. And that's not really a easy decision, but I'm gonna take the Commanders again because Russ can come out, he can perform some heroics that we seen him do in the past, making plays and everything like that. But I'm gonna take the Commanders. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders. Next up, we got the Panthers, Jaguars. Now, see, this one here is interesting because you got two guys that was the shit in college, Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence, but they ain't been shit in the NFL. But if we're gonna talk about what's gonna win this game, probably gonna say offense. So the Jaguars got Travis Hunter. I don't know how healthy he is. They got Brian Thomas. I don't know how healthy Travis is. I'm gonna say that one more time because if he is healthy and Thomas is healthy and ETN is running that football, the Panthers might have a problem. Okay. Bryce looked okay in the preseason. I always thought that Bryce was going to be good, but for some reason he just ain't been doing good in the NFL. I thought that was one kid, even though he's not that tall. I thought that he had the mind and the heart to be a good player in the NFL. But we'll see how the Panthers run their offense. We'll see if they're able to run the football. But I know ETN can run the football. I know Travis can catch, and I know Brian Thomas Jr. can catch. So if I had to put my money on it, that's what it come down to. I'm gonna have to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's who we going with. Next up, we got the Titans Broncos. It's at Mile High. Cam Ward, rookie, first game of the season, might struggle a little bit going against Bo Nix and the Broncos and they solid defense. Sean Payton experience. This would seem to be the Broncos is going to win that game. Broncos going to win that game at home against a rookie quarterback. They should win that game. They should win that game. Because Tennessee, if they just got Ridley, the Broncos can take Ridley away, and then who else do they got on the outside? Who's running the football? Not Derrick Henry. Take the Denver Broncos. All right, now we getting on with it to the West Coast. The Niners and the Seahawks. See, this division right here is very, very, very hard to understand because one week it's the Rams, one week it's the Seahawks, one week it's the Niners, one week it might be the Cardinals, but going off the season that the 49ers had last year, Brock Purdy realizing that he needs to, be playing more within the offense instead of trying to make off-schedule throws, off-schedule plays. I'm not really sold on Sam Darnold. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm very interested to see how Darnold does for the whole season. Like, is this guy gonna make it the whole season? Because he had Justin Jefferson and all them boys in Minnesota. I don't think that the Seahawks have the same caliber of wideouts that Minnesota had. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. So, with that being said, even though it's in the home of the 12th man and all that, the 12s and the Seahawk crazies and all that crap, I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers in this game. Moving on. We got the Texans versus the Rams. Ooh, that's a good game. That's a good game. D'Amico Ryans, tough defense. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, and they got Nick Chubb that's going to be at running back because Milton is injured still. But is Chubb still the same player, or at least a glimpse of the same player that he used to be when he was with Cleveland? Is he going to be able to run the ball like that? I know CJ Stroud is smart. He likes to make plays and everything like that. But also, Matt Stafford has missed a lot of time. I don't know. I don't even know if Matt Stafford is starting the game. Ain't nobody said nothing about that. But if he is starting this game, it's a tough one right here, y'all. That's where you make your real money at. Uh, if I had to guess and say, since Stafford done missed a lot of time and he ain't been practicing, that's the only reason it's easier for me to pick the Texans, because if he was at practice and he was doing everything that he's supposed to do in the offseason and he was 100% healthy, I will go with the Rams at home. But since I know that he's still dealing with that back issue and he might not even be playing in the game, even if he is, I'm gonna go with the Texans for this game. Moving on, the Ravens Bills. Damn, that's another damn game, man. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if Derrick Henry is running the football and controlling, and the Ravens are controlling the clock and keeping Josh Allen and the offense off the field, I'm gonna take the Ravens. But this game could go any way because it's in Orchard Park. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be rocking. So yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens in a tight one. They ain't gonna win by no more than 3 points. That's gonna be a tight game. But I could be wrong. Just our opinions. But I'm gonna pick the Baltimore Ravens for that game. Last game of the week. The Vikings versus the Bears at Soldier Field. Oh hell no. All right, well look at this. McCarthy, I watched him a lot when when he was at Michigan. Uh I'm gonna have to see him perform before I actually know that he can be a true pocket passer and able to be an NFL quarterback, because he didn't throw the ball a lot at Michigan. He didn't. He handed off the ball a lot, and I know he's a great athlete. I know he has a strong arm and everything like that, but I'm gonna have to see it first. And this actually being like his first career start on the road, Monday Night Football at Soldier Field against Caleb Williams and that revamped offense and that defense. And the Bears gonna be hungry. They got something to prove this year. Excuse me. I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears, and this gonna be a learning lesson for JJ McCarthy. Yes, sir. So, guys, that was the picks. Um, it's gonna be very interesting to watch that game tomorrow night with the Cowboys. It's gonna be exciting to see that game. Um, I don't really know what to expect. I hope they pull it out and everything like that. But you know how I go in the NFL, man, especially with a team like the Eagles. So it'll be exciting to see. I just wanted to get y'all, my preview and my thoughts on the upcoming football slate for this weekend. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all evening. And like always, if you like the content, you know, subscribe, share, like, get the word out. I'm gonna try to do as many shows as I can um, for y'all, if y'all, feeling the content and everything like that. But I'm at least gonna try to put a couple shows out at least, a couple times a week, and giving you my picks and my reactions to the game afterwards. Um, so if you like this content, you know, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll get back with y'all after the games. I'll probably come back on and get back with y'all after the Cowboys game, probably the following morning or something like that. And I'll holler at y'all. Peace.